World War I reforged the bonds between the USA and the British Empire, and they only grew closer with World War II. Winston Churchill, being half American, half British, was the first to spearhead bringing the USA back into the Anglosphere's fold. This was only helped by his personal friendship with Roosevelt and how the American people also admired him. This was vital, as the British Empire was soon to collapse, and the USA would be much more influential for the spread of Anglosphere culture across the world. The post-war world we live in today was built by the British Empire and the USA. From the creation of the United Nations, NATO, the Marshall Plan, the IMF, the World Bank, and many more, we are truly living in an Anglo-American golden age, from the blood spilt in World War II. This relationship has been dubbed the special relationship. One of the main arguments for the UK leaving the EU is the fact that the British have far more in common with the Americans than they do with the Europeans. However, post the Cold War, many Anglophobes and American-phobes have started to subvert this relationship. A good example of this is the bust of Churchill in the USA's Oval Office. It signifies the special relationship and the sacrifice during World War II. Pro-British administrations preserved the bust gifted to the USA, while Anglophobic administrations removed the bust. But regardless of politics, when push comes to shove, the USA and the UK still stand side by side when it matters. Even in the quite Anglophobic administration under Joe Biden, the UK and the USA are currently leading in the Russia-Ukrainian war, while the other EU nations hesitated.
In the spring of 1986, Margaret Thatcher received an urgent and secret request from the American president. Ronald Reagan asked her to let him use British air bases for an attack on the Libyan president, Colonel Gaddafi. The Prime Minister agreed. France and other European allies had refused.
It had the effect of cementing the Anglo-American alliance. There's another point. What's the good of having bases if when you want to use them you're not allowed to by the home country? It made America realize that Britain was her real and true friend when they were hard up against it and wanted something, and that no one else in Europe was. They're a weak lot, some of them in Europe, you know. Weak, feeble.
Moreover, half British, half American presidents and prime ministers are still quite common. For example, Donald Trump is half British and has a deep love for Scotland, and Joe Biden bears an essentially English last name. And the current British Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, was applying to become a US citizen. Public surveys state that the US public feel that their top allies and friends are the UK, Canada and Australia, while New Zealand is sadly forgotten about.
Be sure to check out my other channel, History Sticks, for the complete, longer and comprehensive video.